And we are already here at our main event, the last battle, which is, as you can see, the second tempo against me, Sparkling Arias. We're going to introduce our first team. The second tempo, played by Phoenix, playing for the St. Baldrick's Foundation, currently 11th at 2-3. For the Mega Pokemon, we have the Mega Aggron at 3-2, which is leading the team with the least amount of faints. For OU, we have the Hatterene at 2-3 with the Torkoal at 0-2, Mr. Explosion Man. For UU, we have the Rotom Wash at 1-1, the Slitherwing at 2-1. For RU, we have the Hisuian Lilligant at 0-2. We have the Shuckle, who has not made an appearance yet, and the Cleavor, which is at 1-2. For NU, we have the Yanmega at 2-1, the Toxtricity at 0-3, and the Overquill at 2-3. And for the PU Pokemon, we have the Hisuian Braviary at 3-3, Hisuian Avalugg at 1-1, Hisuian Electrode at 0-1, and Hisuian Weirdeer. I know it's just a Weirdeer. Hisuian Weirdeer, who has also not made an appearance yet. For their opponents this week, me, the Sparkling Arias, played by Sakura, playing for Point of Pride, currently 9th place at 2-3. I will say, a lot of these Pokemon will not be here next week. The Mega Vicini and the Mega Charizard X at 0-3, which I have traded for next week for the Mega Gallade. For OU, we have the Meowscarada at 3-3 and the Great Tusk at 3-3. Great Tusk is a Pokemon. If you remembered, I mentioned that the Corviknight for the Superior Starters is not going to be on that team, is because it'll be on this team. I have traded Great Tusk for Corviknight. For UU, we have the Alola Ninetales at 0-3. And the Hisuian Zoroark at 4-3. For the RU Pokemon, we have the Arcanine at 3-2, the Goodra at... I actually don't believe Goodra's been brought yet. And the Crocodile at 3-2. For NU, we have the Inteleon at 1-2, the Porygon 2 at 0-0, and the Galvantula at 3-2. And for the PU Pokemon, we have the Alolan Raichu at 0-0, who has not been brought yet. The Florges, the Lantern, and Grafaiite are both at 0-1. I will also say the Lantern, I mentioned that the fake shoes don't have Delphox anymore, is because we traded Lantern for Delphox. So I made 3 trades in one night. And yeah, that's just something that's something I did. That's something that happened. We're going to go into the starting lineups of these two teams. Oh, why was I frozen there? Okay. For the second tempo, we have the Shuckle making his first appearance, the Hatterene, the Weirdeer also making his first appearance, Cleavor, the Mega Aggron, and the Slitherwing. And for the Sparkling Arias, we have the Mega Charizard, the Great Tusk, the Hisuian Zoroark, Goodra, Inteleon, and Porygon 2. Let's go right into our main event. And there's only one reason why this is the main event, and because it was really silly very early in the battle. Let's get started. The second tempo is going to lead with the Cleavor, with the Sparkling Arias leading with the Great Tusk. The Stone Axe is going to be used by Cleavor right away to set up the South Rocks, but the Rapid Spin is going to take away the South Rocks and boost the speed of the Great Tusk. You swap from the Cleavor into the Weirdeer, going to drop the attack of the Great Tusk, with the Iron Head being used, doing a little bit of damage to the Weirdeer. The swap from the Great Tusk into the Porygon 2, with the skill swap being used, the intimidating, but then the download boosting the attack right away, with the Toxic being used to Weirdeer, and Porygon 2, both the Toxics going off at one time. Really confusing turn, the swap from the Porygon into the Charizard with its Ice Shield Bash, boosting the defense of the Weirdeer. The Mega Evolution from the Charizard is going to go into the Flare Blitz, do a lot of damage to the Weirdeer, with a skill swap being used by the Weirdeer again, with a special attack being boosted, the Toxic bringing it down to 1 HP, and the Earthquake is going to take down the Weirdeer. The Cleavor then comes back in with a U-turn being used by the Cleavor, switching the Cleavor out into the Hatterene. And the Earthquake is going to do some pretty good damage to Hatterene, but not too much. And the Flare Blitz is going to be enough to take down Hatterene and bring the Charizard to 6%. Slithering is going to come out. And the first impression is going to be enough to take down the Charizard. The Goodra is going to come in with a Flamethrower doing some pretty good damage. And the Earthquake is going to take the Goodra, or should I say Hisuian Zoroark, down to its Focus Sash. And they switch from the into the Cleavor without a Flamethrower being used, doing a lot of damage, getting the crit and doing a lot of damage to Cleavor, with a Stone Axe able to finish off the Zoroark. Great Tusk comes back in. Another Stone Axe being used by Cleavor. With another Rapid Spin being used by the Great Tusk. Another Stone Axe being used by the Cleavor. With another Rapid Spin being used by Great Tusk. Great Tusk now at 2 times speed though, which is a little bit scary for this Pokemon. 80's Dubstep, the Shuckle comes in, with the Iron Head doing a lot of damage, bringing it to about half its HP, with the Shell Smash being used by the Shuckle. But the switch from the Shuckle back into the Slitherwing, with the Iron Head able to take down the Slitherwing. Aggron then comes in base. Clef the Aggron comes in. The Mega Evolution is going to come through with an Earthquake, doing some decent damage to him, with the Iron Defense being used. The Earthquake is going to be used again, just doing a little bit less now because of the Iron Defense, with another Iron Defense being set up. Another Earthquake being used, getting the critical hit, bringing it down to 1 HP. But that Body Press is going to be enough to take down the Great Tusk. Then the Bubble 07 Inteleon comes in. The Snipe Shot is going to outspeed, get the crit, but of course the crit was not needed. With just the Shuckle left. But the Snipe Shot is going to be enough to take down the Shuckle, with the Sparkling Arias picking up the win against the second Tempo. Good game, Phoenix. Really heckin' fun battle. Really fun battle.